friend, girl, Kirk and his 3 earrings might have been out here writing checks that his ass can't cash down there at the Carlos King interview. And Rasheeda and her raccoon eyes, no concealer Rasheeda. Oh, I'm no concealer Jada today. Let me shut the fuck up. We gonna talk though, because Mendeecees has responded to the interview that Kirk and Rashida did with Carlos King this morning. Because Kirk was down there talking reckless. Like, if y'all in the open marriage, just say so. We know y'all ain't got no marriage certificate. I'm gonna tell y'all what the plot was, because allegedly, maybe Kirk and Rashida was leaving the show, and then Mendeecees and Yandy and them got the spot. It's a lot of tea, friend. It's a lot of tea, exactly. I gotta tell y'all a lot of tea in a short amount of time. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, get you a little drinky drink, and I'm gonna talk fast. I'm gonna talk fast because I got a meeting in a minute. So did y'all see? Let's talk about the Kirk and Rashida and them thing. Then we're gonna talk about Brit Eady from Real Housewives of Atlanta, because yesterday Tasha K put out an interview with a young man named David, who said that he done touched on her husband Booncha Cat. You know, her cousin Michael, the one I call Nico because he looked like Mimi ex-boyfriend Nico. So I'm gonna tell y'all where that beef started, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit of something about the young dude David, who said that Brit Eady's husband was, and they be on some strange shit. If I had time, I'm gonna talk about Clarissa and Taseki. You know Clarissa Shields, the one who messing with Remy, my husband, the strong-faced girl who trying to fight every motherfucking body. Girl, sit your ass down and go pay for Papoose food or something. Go pay for his flight to wherever y'all going. Pull out your credit card and leave these regular folks alone. Taseki is a whole reality TV star. Girl, I guess. Anyway, so we're going to start with Kirk and Rashida because it's fresh on my mind. I just reposted it on my Instagram. Bye-bye. So during the interview earlier, Kirk and Rashida were just talking about how they met. They kind of alluded the questions about how old they were. Kirk said they were 6 years apart. Rashida said she was 15 or 16 when she met him, but when they first joined the group, or they didn't go out on their first date till she was like 18. It sounds real fugazi, but we just go roll with it. And then Carlos King kept asking her, like, you look like the dumbest bitch. Girls call you the dumbest bitch on reality TV and all of that other stuff. And then they proceeded to say that couples look up to them. Couples come to them for advice. Kirk was like, yeah, dudes reach out to me like, yeah, you and Rasheeda are an inspiration. I'm back in the house. After cheating, y'all inspiring bitches to keep a man after he done had a baby on you? Girl, it was crazy. And Rasheeda was like, none of my friends encouraged me to leave him or whatever. She said, I'm not about to go slanging coochie because you want me to. And Kirk was like, that show you how women think. If a man do something wrong to them, they want them to go slang some coochie. And Rasheeda was like, I'm not finna slang no coochie because you want me to. Bitch, we don't want you to go slang no coochie. All we want you to do is put some cucumbers underneath your damn eyes so them bags won't be so prevalent in the morning. We didn't tell this man to cheat on you. Anyway, so then Kirk proceeds to say that Jasmine was the only girl. They kept acting like he was all out in the streets doing all of the things he wasn't. It was only one girl. And they were adamant about that. And Rasheeda was like, yeah, they act like I'm his sugar mama. And no, it's always been Kirk and Rasheeda and Jasmine the only issue. And that's when I was like, this just don't sit right in my spirit. And you know why it didn't sit right in my spirit? Because how was Jasmine the only one when you told Rasheeda that you cheated on her when she was big and pregnant, and then her mama subsequently ran over that little ass motorcycle with her Tonka truck? Y'all remember that? Like, how was she the only one when you had a threesome with the girls in the hot tub when Bambi was there? And then the one girl, remember, she showed up at the next event because either, I think it was Erica Dixon or Quali Red, one of them went back and told Rasheeda, like, yeah, we seen Kirk with this girl and she was talking about how they had fun at the lake. So that's at least 3 girls. That's at least 3 girls that I count right now. So that's how I knew that they was full of shit and they was lying. My bad. But this one ain't got good. So they was talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and stuff. And she was talking about, like, by season 3, the show was all about them. She liked, you know, they always fuck with Jocelyn, Scrappy, all of this other shit or whatever. So then they started talking about Yandy. And she said that, hold on. She said that Yandy knew what she was doing. Yandy been in reality TV longer than her. She said, where your man stick his penis at ain't none of my business. And then Carlos was like, so did you hear Mendeecees cheating? Do you know if Mendeecees cheating? And she said that allegedly he got other women. She said, I've seen things that people have brought to me, but it wasn't my place to tell her. And basically she was trying to say, Yandy ain't really my real friend. She did say that they ain't never been to each other's houses and don't even know where each other live. So I was like, okay, well, I kind of understand that. Like, if y'all live in Atlanta, and Atlanta is small. Anyway, but they started talking about the cliques, and Carlos King was like, yeah, because your clique is like Rasheeda, Monica, Candy, Monietta, and Tiny, like I told y'all. And Yandy clique is more of Quad, Portia, and her New York friends. But that's a lie, because even at the baby shower the other day, Candy was there. They all mixed around the same circles. But then I started thinking, how is Candy gonna feel about Rasheeda doing an interview with Carlos King when she know that Candy don't fuck with Carlos King? Last time I checked, Candy still don't fuck with Carlos King walking or riding because he allegedly tried to steal her life story, remember? So how does she feel about about Rasheeda and them sitting down with her ops? And then Carlos King mentioned at the beginning, like, I've been trying to get an interview with y'all for 2 years, but y'all never did the interview. So why all of a sudden now did y'all decide to sit down and do the interview? I'm finna tell you why. Because the last 2 years, Kirk and his 3 earrings been cheating, and everybody, the whole story been him sniffing up behind Jasmine, allegedly. But now that y'all got Yandy on the hook, y'all decided to do Carlos King interview because they finna talk shit about Yandy and them. And I'm finna tell y'all what they said. Ain't this some dirty dog shit though? For 2 years, y'all wouldn't do an interview with Carlos King. But as soon as y'all had beef with Yandy and Mendeecees, now y'all want to do an interview so y'all could talk shit about their marriage. I'm gonna tell you what Kirk said. So when Carlos was asking Rasheeda, do she think that Mendeecees is cheating on her, Kirk chimed in and was like, don't ask the streets of Atlanta. And he was like, he just basically was alluding to the fact that he was cheating. He was like, and you worried about what what another man doing, so on, so on, so on, so on. He was like, but that's the thing, they not legally married. He said there's no document, there's no court document. Carlos asked Rasheeda, and Rasheeda doubled down and was like, yes, they not legally married. Then Kirk gonna say, if you have an open marriage, just say it's an open marriage. He was like, because if it ain't cheating like that, then just let that be known. Do y'all think that Yandy and Mendeecees got an open marriage, or y'all think Kirk and them just hating? Because he did say, Carlos King, this how the Yandy conversation was brought up. Carlos was like, do you feel like when Yandy and Mendeecees came on, they kind of took y'all spot as like, like the senior couple? Because notice on the Cash Trip, in case y'all didn't watch it, on the Cash Trip this year, Yandy and Mendeecees hosted it. Usually Kirk and Rashida hosted, and they like the OG couple. And so that's what I thought too, baby. So this what was the tea. Kirk said that when they were getting ready to start filming for this season, Kirk and Rashida were still in negotiations, and they weren't sure that they were going to return. So Yandy and Mendeecees came, and it was kind of like a battle of the, you know what I'm saying, who getting the most money, so on, so on, so on, so on. And when he was talking to Mendeecees, just laid back talking about it, Mendeecees was like, okay, we'll take it on the chin. But Kirk took that personally. So I guess that's why he sicked Jasmine on them. Like, oh, if y'all want to take the top spot as the top couple, I guess that's why, Kirk sicked Jasmine on them. Now y'all going on a press tour to talk about them? This some bitch shit. Baby. But clock this tea. Mendeecees, I just reposted it on my Instagram. Baby, Mendeecees, the interview just dropped like 2 hours ago. Mendeecees posted on his on his Instagram, and I'm paraphrasing. He was like, what type of man sit around talking about another man like that? It's about to get real disrespectful and anybody can get it. And then on the next slide, it was like, and if you allow your wife to talk about me like that, it's up for everybody. And you know, Kirk and Mendeecees both from Harlem, girl. And Kirk also said Kirk was being a messy, tacky bitch child. He also said, he was like, one thing I will give them is that they smart, because when they came to Atlanta, now they beefing with Kirk and Rashida, so that was a smart move. Who the fuck y'all? Do they think they the king and queen of toxicity Atlanta? Baby, you ain't did shit but had a baby on your wife. We don't give no fuck about you in raccoon eyes. Fuck you in raccoon eyes. Girl, not these hoes got me defending Yandy, and I don't even fuck with Yandy walking or riding. But this some dirty ass shit. This some dirty ass shit. Yandy didn't say nothing. By the time I started recording this video, Yandy ain't said nothing, but I reposted what Mendeecees had to say on my Instagram, because you know Mendeecees usually play it cool. You know, he usually cool, calm, and collected. But remember in New York when he choked her cousin up on that damn thing and lifted that motherfucker up off his tippy toes? He was like, I don't give a fuck about no muscles. So we know that Mendeecees ain't scared to step. And when they was talking about some hood shit on Baller Alert, they was talking about Mendeecees coming with that thing on. I don't know. Do y'all think that Mendeecees gonna check Kirk and his 3 earrings? I don't know if y'all watched Carlos King interview, but baby, it was tea towards the end. At the beginning, they was talking about, you know, their little story. We don't give a fuck about it. He was lying about only fucking Jasmine. Rasheeda was defending being a stupid ass bitch. Exactly. But baby, towards that end, when they started talking about Yandy and Mendeecees, y'all did this interview to go in on Yandy and Mendeecees, because y'all ain't did an interview in 2 years. And that Mendeecees on your motherfucking ass. Yandy, and I'm sorry, if I was you, I'd go ahead and snatch Rasheeda wig. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about it. Tell me what y'all think about it. Did y'all watch the interview with Carlos King? And do y'all think it's about to go down between Mendeecees and Kirk and Yandy and Rasheeda? Now, I don't think this is for a storyline, because Mendeecees don't give me storyline. He give me, I'm on some man shit and don't speak on my name like that. But moving on, girl. Okay, let's talk about this Brit Eady shit with the David guy. I ain't got time to talk about strong face Clarissa in a second. I'll talk about her later on tonight. Maybe we can go live tonight and I'll talk about her later on. But let me tell y'all about this Brit and Tasha case stuff. So the dude who did the interview, his name was David Cunningham. Mind you, remember the other day when I was telling y'all about Brit Eady getting into it with the fans? I think the video is titled Brit Eady Drags the Fans or some shit like that. So Bingeworthy, he's a famous YouTube blogger or whatever. He posted a picture of Brit and was like the new villain, right? So first, I'm gonna tell y'all what he said in the interview. In the interview, basically, he said that Mike, her husband, Brit Eady's husband, Mike, he said that he used to come to his DL parties. So it'd be a parties with a whole bunch of openly gay males and T-girls and stuff. And then a whole bunch of the DL men come. He had a Cash App receipt from Michael. It said Michael Cunningham for $32 for entry into the party. Mind you, anybody can create a Cash App with your name and then create a receipt. So we don't know if this is 100% true, but he said he bent him over or may have licked on him, because the dude, David, who was doing the interview with Tasha K, he said that he's a soft top. So he basically does the bending. He does the piping. So if this is all allegedly, and in my opinion, so if this is true, that means Mike ain't doing the bending. He the one getting bent. His bunchy cat has been douched and properly prepared. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I got a lot of gay best friends. Anyway, so that's what the alleged tea is. First of all, do you believe the man? Do you believe that Brit is a beard and her man is undercover DL and was messing with this guy named David Cunningham? Now, I don't put nothing past nobody because we've been talking about Shannon Sharpe. I just posted, check my shorts, I just posted the audio that was leaked with Shannon Sharpe talking about how you go choke the girl out and shit. We'll recap Shannon Sharpe and all of the things later on this evening when we talk about Clarissa and them. But let me tell you about David Cunningham. So as soon as I seen David Cunningham, I was like, that's the dude that she was beefing with in the comments because she called him a scammer. And I was like, ooh, I need to figure out who David Cunningham is because she said he was the biggest scammer in Atlanta. Let me tell y'all I'm going to tell y'all what was said in the comments when Brit Eady and David Cunningham had this back and forth a few days ago before he did the interview with Tasha K. Okay, so when Binge-Worthy posted a picture of Brit Eady and said she was the new villain, the dude David Cunningham, the one in the Tasha K interview, this is what he said. He said, girl, you shouldn't have been threatening anyone. Now you mad and upset because Kenya cleared you. And then Brit was like, come on, last I checked, never mind. And bitch, you stole my shit. You know I do the como se llama. You know I do the Spanish shade, but I guess. So basically she was trying to say, what? She ain't clear me. Last time I checked that bitch off the show. That was the shade that Brit Eady was giving in that comment. Then he came back and said, child, the streets say she got holes in her nose from, and he put like the snowflake. So from hanging out with Jocelyn Hernandez and Andy Cohen, allegedly doing the ski slopes. That's what he was allegedly. He said that, child, the streets say she got holes in her nose from snowflakes, and maybe that's why Brit Eady talk the way she do. Brit Eady says the known real scammer in Atlanta, and she capitalized real. She says the known real scammer in Atlanta, you're such a credible source. Hashtag jailbird. This is why I was like, who the fuck is David Cunningham? You know what I'm saying? And why is Brit giving him this much energy? She obviously knows this man. You know what I'm saying? To know that he's the real scammer in Atlanta and jailbird. So after she said that, she said, says the known real scammer in Atlanta, you're such a credible source, jailbird. And he says the one who sucked and scammed her way to the top had to sell that cat for a spot on TV. And remember, I have zero convictions. He low-key ate that. He did eat that. So he said that Brit sucked and fucked her way to the top and had to sell some cat to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, would I sell a half a pound of cat to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Probably. Absolutely, indubitably. Exactly. How do you like this cat? Marinated, shaved? No. I just laugh. Fuck me. Back to the gossip. So he said, and remember, I have zero convictions. So that made me think, so baby, you have been to jail. Because if you said I ain't never been to jail, then that's one thing. But you said no convictions as if you had been arrested or been to jail, but you weren't convicted of the crime. Anyway, so she replied and said, zero convictions, LOL. Hope you make enough to pay the light bill this month. So I was like, why is Brit Eady getting into it with this dude, you know, in the comments like this? And she obviously know him because she knew the tea about him. So I looked up David Cunningham. And this is the same guy who did the interview with Tasha K saying that Mike, her husband, is on the DL and go to her DL parties. And he probably then licked on his ice cream and licked it like a lollipop. Anyway, so on Hello Jasmine, Hello JASMYNE, you'll find a mugshot of David Cunningham. Then I found the story, the breaking news story, and you can Google this and find this for yourself, or you can just type it in on Instagram and you'll find it. David allegedly broke into an Inglewood home, changed the locks. He allegedly broke into an Inglewood home, changed the locks, and made a fake lease and acted like it was his home while the couple was gone on vacation. So I'm assuming this is what Brit is talking about, the real scammer shit, because you gotta be a upper echelon, a top-notch scammer to break into somebody else's shit, make a lease like it's yours in case the people come, or to get some shit, I don't know, and change the locks. Imagine trying to go to your shit and your shit don't even work. And the motherfucker come out like, I live here now. What the fuck? I don't know, Chad, exactly. So that was the tea that I found on David Cunningham. So I'm assuming that's how Brit Eady knows him, from the streets of Atlanta and all of his tea. Because David Cunningham is low-key, you know, Atlanta infamous as far as the tea that I found about him. So do you think that he lying now that I told y'all all the tea? Is he mad because y'all was going back and forth in the comments and you call him a scammer, so now he went on Tasha K and then put you on blast? Because I feel like the way he was going in on her in the comments on Binge Worthy, I feel like if he knew that her husband was on the down low when they first was getting into it a few days ago, he would have said that in the comments, like, bitch, I know you ain't talking and I didn't bent your husband over. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he would have let that tea out when he was going in on her then. It's giving you was mad that Brit was going in on you, so then you decided to go to Tasha K and spill all of this tea a few days later. And you might not be the most credible person because you have scammer allegations. But is Brit the most credible person? Did you sell some cat to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta? I don't know. The world may never know. Anyway, friend, that's all I got because I got to take my ass in here on this meeting. We'll talk about Clarissa and Taseki later on. Her strong face ass always trying to fight somebody. She needs to just go pay Papoose bills and get out of our lives. And I'll also give you a Shannon Sharp update. If you didn't listen to the audio, it's posted on my shorts. But for right now, tell me what y'all think about the Yandy Mendecees, Rasheeda, and Kirk messy tacky ass. Leave it up to Carlos King, child. Leave it up to Carlos King to get some mess started. Because Mendeecees is on your ass, Kirk. He is on your motherfucking ass. But I don't know. I just feel like if Mendeecees and Yandys come out too strong, Rasheeda and Kirk might start spilling the receipts that Mendeecees might be cheating. I don't know, friend. And then tell me what y'all think about the Brit Eady stuff. Do y'all think Mike really do be out here popping Bonchy Cat at DL parties? Atlanta is a wild place. That's why I don't go there no more. That's why I don't live there no more. Tell me, or do y'all think the dude David lying? Or, we can't trust Brit Eady. Just tell me what you think, friend. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Can y'all please comment? Because I got to take my ass back up. I got to take my ass back in the office. So make sure y'all comment so we can continue to snickle and giggle. And make sure your notifications on, because I'm going to try to go live tonight. I'm going to try to go live tonight when I get home, okay? I got to go to the gym because I'm trying to get my life together. Exactly. Bye, friend. Love you.